LinkedIn news. Launched a new feature. Today we're announcing the rollout of our new in and out of network metric, because we all know you love asking for more and more analytics. If you look at like a post analytics under discovery, you'll be able to see the total impressions, 16,752 impressions, and then it splits it up by in network, so your followers and connections, which is 36% in this example, and then out of network, 64%, and then total members reached. So essentially you'll be able to see some granularity on the impressions of your posts from in network and out of network.
LinkedIn also has a second update. They're fighting against AI slop and AI comments. They're targeting 3 areas. 1 is generic AI written posts and comments. 2, they're going to target automation tools used to create AI content, and it'll look at the content of the comments, but also how many comments and how much volume. It'll look at the content of your comment, how quickly you comment, and how much volume is coming out of your profile. And those are the 3 strikes essentially before they're like, you're out. So basically leave comments, but not too fast. And then attention bait videos, but the examples that they gave were kind of weird. This is content designed purely to keep people watching without adding real value. In my head, I was like, wow, B2B is so screwed, because that's what we do on a regular basis. This is like just what we do. We think that's like just normal.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Vector, the tool that makes sure you're getting your ads in front of your exact buyers. You know, the people that are actually visiting your website, clicking your ads, researching your competitors, all so you can sell more stuff. Go check them out at vector.co. Hello, Teslin.
Well, hello, Timothy.
Guess what? We're back.
Guess what? We're back. Episode 64.
Yeah, amazing. 64% of 100 is wild.
Sahil texted me and said, you guys will absolutely be doing this podcast at 63 years old.
Yeah, I'd be in.
You believe it? You said you hope to not.
Yeah, well, I like to change my mind, so I'm in.
Okay, so one of my favorite things is that he gives me live feedback as he's listening to the episode. And he took a break for a while because he had a lot going on, and now he's back. He is back. So he said, you will definitely be doing this podcast at 63. And he said, based on our question last time, which is, tell us what you want to listen to more of. He said, definitely less AI content. I would love that since everyone is doing events, I want you and Tim to go to as many events as possible, like every week, and then report back on the good, bad. And that would make such a good series. I'm like, oh, go to an event every week. Should I also get divorced, or, should I throw divorce in there, or what do you think?
How committed are you to this podcast? That's the question.
He said that we should call our gathering in Columbus Reality Force. It's pretty good because of Dreamforce last time. And he said, then the circle back is the plagiarism discussion is interesting. I mostly side with you two on this particular example. However, I did have someone copy a couple of my posts almost word for word, and I gently DM'd them. Very interestingly, he later applied for a job at my company, and I was like, no way. So yes, formats are formats. And if someone did like a game show, I obviously didn't come up with that. But what if someone came up with a game show that was in the exact format as CRO Crimes, which is his show, and called it Website Felonies? Certainly couldn't stop them, but I think that would be a little bit sus. And I said, Website Felonies is brilliant. I'm going to do that. So
it is a fair point. I mean, I think the takeaway there is he did the right thing, which was DM the person.
I mean, I've put people on blast before, but it has to, you have to like have completely pissed me off. There are people who've lifted my infographics and stuff, and I've not blasted them. You can copy if you credit, then copy and be like, I saw this post, I love it. Here's a screenshot. Here's the post, whatever. Or just repost the person's post. That's the actual right thing to do. But yeah, it would be interesting where we know there are a couple of people who have taken the format of our show and made their own.
That's not fair though. That's not fair.
No, but it is like, oh, they're covering B2B news or whatever. It does sound very similar to our show. Is that plagiarism?
Yeah, but we copied that from the news, like
general news.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, yeah. Everything's copied. Everything's copied.
If we were coming out and saying, hey, we're going to start competing with CNN, I think that's plagiarism.
I mean, if their show is called Tupac B2B, fair. That's copy.
B2Pac. Okay, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
That's fair, but no, not
really a B2B news show.
You can't, just because someone started a podcast doesn't mean no one else can do a podcast.
No, That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about our specific podcast. Okay. So we have some things to discuss.
So
we are going into our first segment today, which is Let's Noodle.
Let's Noodle.
Okay. Yesterday I had coffee with Andy Milligan. He is Columbus based. I was on his podcast. He owns a website company. Very nice guy. He was at Above the Fold. Love him.
Hit the sling.
So over my $8 coffee, apparently coffee costs $8 now.
Where?
At this place that I love going to. It's one of my Java Central in Uptown Westerville. Love that place. He met me there because he knew it was my fave. We talked about the initial idea was just having a small event for local marketers in the Midwest / Columbus. That's how it started. And then I went back to our philosophy of when everyone's zigging, we zag or whatever. And I said, what is everyone doing right now? Everyone's doing kind of the intimate conference, which I think we should keep because attendance is the hardest part. But everybody is having an event or conference around keynotes, workshops, tactical advice, future of B2B marketing for in-house marketers. And then any solos, agencies, or fracs are basically sidelined. And we have to either pay double because they don't want us there. We're not the ICP. Or if we do come, then we're kind of like a little bit of the outcast, right? So I was like, what if we did an event just for solos, fracs, consultants, and agencies? And it might be a bust because they are all coming there, hopefully for the ICP. But actually, there were over 100 comments on the post that I did asking if they would be interested in an event like that. Some of them were taking jabs, like we should charge double for the in-house marketers. And an interesting thing, there were a few in-house marketers who messaged me and said, can I still come to this event?
No.
I said, yes, but you have to pay double.
See?
So
we can't do that though, because that's what we bash. We should make it cheaper for them, actually.
Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking, and I want everyone's opinion. So please DM me your opinions. But I do think that there's something here because we have the marketers exit. People are interested. I have a lot of people DM me, get on calls, whatever, asking about behind the scenes of the business. But here's what I'm thinking. Small numbers. So even smaller, like under 100 attendees, tiny. Okay. And then the knowledge stuff, I don't know how to do this, but there were lots of people saying, hey, I want some stuff on, pricing, getting clients, what automations and workflows are you doing in your business? Like, I just don't have time to bring this in. Okay. Just stuff like that. Right. And then doing a client therapy happy hour where we go up with drinks and share obviously anonymous stories about some of our worst client experiences. And then sponsors where we are the ICP or have strong influence over the ICP, Toggle, Loom, Riverside Willow, these are all tools that we use. Or coaches and communities can sponsor too because they want these people to join, right? And then I tagged Erica and Nick Bennett because they target solos. So they could either speak, sponsor, whatever. And then food and drink. The thing I love about Spring is that food's always available. Drink is available noon onward. You don't like the food they give you, you can go up and order from the counter. I want it to be like that. There are no limits, none of it. Okay. So that would probably be the most expensive part, is making sure everyone's fed and thirst is quenched. And then most important, I want it to be attainable. One, like there's a lot of like, oh, we're going to do extra, money on tickets and sponsors. I get it. Probably gets more expensive when you have like big events and boats and other venues and things like that. But if we try to get some good deals here with venues, Andy has some relationships, something like that, we can make the tickets more affordable if we get nice sponsors. So I would like to keep it sub 500, kind of like a no-brainer for them to come, but we're not gatekeeping either. First come, first serve. I want people clamoring to get into the event. Okay. I want your thoughts, and then I'm going to share Pep's thoughts, who always comes on my posts whenever I say something about events. And then he's like, well, little one, let me teach you a little lesson. That's exactly what he
said. But
okay, tell me.
My first initial thought is there should be a swear jar for anyone that says agentic.
Oh, yes. Oh, and drink when we say agentic.
And we'll hire a police person, like not a real police person, but an agentic police, like annoying kid or something that follows people around and like hounds you for money if you do say agentic. Or cursor or something like that. I think it's an interesting idea. Mm-hmm. I can almost guarantee you there's some things we're not thinking about that are going to make it so hard.
Oh,
So I was just thinking like, all right, so a venue, so say it's 150 people. And you want to do it for 100 people. Okay, fair.
Yeah. Nice clean number.
Venue still has to be big enough, right? Like there has to be, and venues I'm sure aren't cheapish. Like I'm sure they're not the cheapest thing in the world.
Right.
So you gotta do the math. And then there's food. And then there's, all these things that go into it. Like, does under 500 actually add up to that? I don't know.
Well, the way I've positioned it was the more sponsors we get, the tickets can be cheaper too. So if we get a few good sponsors, maybe one does the happy hour, one does the food, whatever, we can do it that way. That could work out. The other thing that we have the benefit of is there is a popular venue here that Andy has a connection with, and they like exposure bucks. And his podcast, even though it's not the biggest podcast in the world, he showed them like 5 reviews, and they basically give him a space to record his podcast there once a week, every month, right? So he's like, if there's enough exposure, they'd be into it because they're going to have lots of local businesses who are coming in to support. You have some bigger known kind of companies in the space. It's all good business for them to be exposed to that community. Plus this venue has multiple locations in the city, and they're trying to get people to come in and experience the spot because it's like a co-working, it's kind of like Hula. It's like a co-working space, but they have a bar, they have a restaurant, they have a rooftop bar, they have all of that. So we could almost do the entire thing in their facilities, and they provide a bartender with their facilities, no cap, things like that. So yeah, and we can use their food or bring outside food, whatever we want. So there's some flexibility there. If that venue agrees to it, he is going to be checking on what a situation like that would do for them for a couple of days. But right now we're in like feelers mode. We're thinking spring, summer 2027. We'll see how people feel and get a feel for like sponsors. We'll see what it looks like. But you and I talked about this. No shot we want to be planning any of this.
No,
I'm pure vibes. So I'll be doing most of the vibing. Okay. And then we'll just hire someone brilliant like Maggie Arai to actually plan the event. She's doing the debt to marketing event planning. So she can do this one for 100 people.
So that goes into the cost too.
That does go in the cost, even with the friends and family discount.
So some things that I think the biggest concern would be in Columbus. So it's not a destination. Like it's going to be harder for people to travel. Not many people live in Columbus. There's a reason a lot of people do it in Austin, New York, and California because more people are there, right? Right. So more people have to travel. Yes. Fair. So not a destination. It's also not like a Miami where it's like, oh shoot, I'm going to go to Miami anyway. Great. It's going to be harder for people to travel that way. Fair. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying. It's just a thing. Just
it's fair. It's fair.
The other part.
I have to glaze up Columbus all the time, which I try.
The other part that goes into this is for the solos, if they're not going to go there for new business, I'm not saying anyone ever does, but some people do. That means it has to be valuable enough in terms of whatever they want. So learning, educate, whatever that is. Again, it's not Miami, so I'm just going to go for vacation. Yeah. So we have to put a lot of emphasis into what is going to happen at the event for these people. Yes. Because the networking, fair. There might be just some networking people want to learn from other solos, but there's no unless you're signing the solos, it's going to be tough for the new business part. Like that's not going to be an incentive to go. And that's it's out of their money, out of their pocket. Well. Out
of their pockets. So that's why I want to keep it affordable. I also want to keep it affordable because if there are in-house marketers who are kind of interested in what the other side is like, their companies aren't going to pay for them to go to this event. They're going to have to do it themselves. I wanted to make it affordable from that standpoint. Secondly, I think so I had the same concerns. When I was putting that post out, I wasn't expecting as many comments. There's like 109 on here. Obviously some of my responses, but there were people messaging me about it too, saying I would totally go purely because suddenly there's a spot where they feel wanted. Like they are the ones, like they are the prize, not the in-house marketer. They're not the outcast. They are the popular girls. And so that alone coming together, like, they say like not misery loves company. That's like a bad thing, but like you banded together over this like bond over this thing. And after being treated as like the untouchables, like the dirty B2B side of marketing, the outcasts, you kind of come together and we're like, wow, we're the cool kids at the event. And I think that's the part that everyone's really excited about. And then being able to learn stuff quickly. Maybe if we do it the right way. Like Graham sent me feedback on things that he wants to learn. And, and like some of them were valid because I asked him and he said, overall, yes, I would want to go, but I want to learn something that's in the category of things I just don't have time to learn, but would make me a better consultant. Things like how to use Clay. I'm like, is Clay still around? Is that still a thing? Oh my God, they're going to kill me. How to build an AI agent, how to use an MCP. I'm like, he should listen to our episode we recorded yesterday. How to do shit with Claude Code. Something in the realm of improving the business side for my consultancy, but definitely tactical. Also would be curious on hiring, managing contractors, going from a one-man band to a small group. And he mentioned a specific event, which I won't. And he says, the problem with blank and what they're missing is that they aren't making a business case for it. It's just asking people to show up. And I'm not going to fly somewhere, spend money, leave my family just because something exists. I actually want to feel less stupid by the end of it. And currently every day I feel more stupid because of how fast things are moving.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
So yes, the camaraderie, happy hour, networking, all that stuff's like easier. How do you make the actual thing that they're coming for valuable? And I wonder if there's a play to do like a build it in public with people and their feedback, and then together, create something. Like now we know people would go to an event like this. The next step is, what would you like to learn at an event like this?
See, that's the other tough thing I'm starting to think about is like, because, all right, in-house marketers, yeah, there's some specialist roles, but most people, if they're a director of marketing, they all have pretty much the same things they need to learn, right? It's like the content, the website, like all that stuff is like similar, very similar. Like it's very like spread across multiple things. A consultant, there's going to be things that obviously everyone needs to learn more on like the, finance stuff or like hiring VAs or like hiring external consultant, external like freelancers or something like that. Like there's that stuff, but then within every consultant though, it's wildly different. So like landing pages, me paid ads, like, yes, there is obviously some overlap there, but then like if someone's like a podcast producer solo, like there's gonna be some differences between every solo as well. There's gonna be, groups of people for sure. It's just trying to find out what those things are that are specific to everyone. Well, not specific to everyone. Yeah, it'd be very
relevant to everybody. Like something they can all apply to each other. I mean, here's the thing that happens everywhere though, because a director of marketing at a manufacturing SaaS is going to have a totally different experience than a director of marketing for like Calendly. So I think that stuff still applies. I think you can talk about, discovery calls, pitches, like one. I'm sure Erica and Nick, if you just go through their podcast, there's going to be 1,000 topics. They're talking to all sorts of different solos all the time. I'm sure there are frameworks and things that you can put in place that would be relevant to you, relevant to me, relevant to whoever. The other thing is I already roped Anthony into talking. I said, if I have this event, will you come talk? Because it's not their ICP. And he's like, yeah, I would do it because they love talking about their business too. And how they, went to $1 million on literally one very niche thing, which is homepages. So they love to talk about the background there and help people with like positioning their services. He loves doing that. So anyway, more to come on that. I will be continuing to ask for feedback and poke for vibes here and there to see what the deal is. I think a Midwest event would be good. And if people are really going to cry about it, we could try like a Chicago. But the Columbus makes it easier because obviously there's multiple, there's a few over here already, and it would make it easier for me to plan, like be a part of the planning and go do stuff. So, and Columbus is cute. So I don't want people to like get all, I mean, we all go to Burlington for freaking Dave. Why can't people come to Columbus for me?
Burlington's a destination though.
Is it?
People do vacation for skiing,
there. But we're not skiing in September.
No one goes there for skiing.
Oh, okay. What's it a destination for?
It's got like Was that?
What's it a destination for? Maple syrup?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
No, it's got like trees and stuff. Syrup. It's like it's got like landscape and stuff. And people like it. People think it's cute, you know?
Okay. We have so landscape. Cute. We have a very cute Huntington
You have town. Building. You have like buildings that are expired.
Expired?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got to glaze Columbus more in my post. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm floating. Let me know your thoughts. Would you attend? There are a few in-house people who already were like, I would attend. So if you're out-house, would you attend? Let us know. DM me. You know where to find me. Okay. Moving on to
BPE.
Big Prompt Energy.
Big Prompt Energy.
Sounds like a gas company.
If you say BPE, then yes.
Yeah.
It's a BP gas. Yeah. Okay. So stumbled on this actually kind of middle of an article, a different article. And I was like, oh, very interesting. They buried that one a little bit deep, but companies are now backtracking on token maxing. So if you've been under a rock, all these nice big tech companies have been incentivizing their employees to token max, which is use AI as much as humanly possible, right? And they have these internal leaderboards, and Uber was one of these companies. And now they are backtracking because their CFO reported in April that they already blew through 4 years worth of their AI budget.
4 years?
Yeah, it says 4
I thought it was a whole year.
Oh, wait, never mind.
In 4 months. It's a whole year in 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so they recently set a cap of $1,500 per employee for using AI tools after the company spent its entire AI budget for 2026 in just 4 months. Thank you. So Bloomberg reports that Uber has instituted this new rule and that monthly cap per employee and per agentic coding tool, including Claude Code or Cursor. The usage is trackable via an internal dashboard that each employee has access to. So while they were doing internal scoreboards for how much they were using, now they're using that internal scoreboard to make sure people stay under their cap. Well, how the turntables.
It's so, well, that's actually more frustrating because if you're an employee, especially if you, like, say you used all those tokens, like you just did it and you created things, but now you're going to run out of it. Like if you built a bunch of stuff that's automated to make your life, what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Now you can't use those anymore. Well, maybe to an extent, maybe it'll run out in a week or whatever. If you have a $1,500 cap, that's a big difference.
Yeah, you're going to have to prioritize some workflows, undo probably some of the work because you're like, well, this one's not as important. I'm going to go back to doing it manually. Undo those workflows or like just kill the automations or the agents that are going out to preserve your token usage.
I feel like what baffles me is that 4 months in, you're like, oh, we ran out. Like after 2 months, you were probably halfway through.
Yeah, you should have seen the writing on the wall. You
should have been like, all right, let's slow it down a little bit. Yep, let's hit the brakes. 3 months in, you're at 9 months, of the year for your tokens. Nah, let's just do a whole another month. Let's just finish it up. Like, let's just kill it.
They probably did do a company announcement like, hey guys, can we chill on this because we are pacing really strong? Maybe we can reel it back in. And nothing happened.
People are just like, no, because you do the capping. You pay the bills. Just do the cap. Like use Ramp or whatever, and they have like the special credit cards for everyone. And like it cuts it off at a certain point.
That's probably what they do now.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you just decided, or maybe it's like a new CFO or something like that.
And was I mean,
it's pretty crazy. Here's the thing: if a client gave me a budget for a year, and I ran out in 4 months, I'd be done. I'd be dead. I wouldn't even be fired. I'd wake up dead.
From them or?
Yeah.
Like a hit job?
Yeah. One of my clients is probably like a mob boss. That's why.
Wait, are you serious? That's kind of fun.
Obviously. What? No.
I'm picturing like this really cool client who scares the crap out of you every time you have a call and he like looks like, what's the guy in The Sopranos?
Tony?
And he's just sitting there and he's like, so Tim, how my campaign's doing this month? You're like,
well, I'd have to probably charge back something. Like, yeah, I mean, it just blows my mind that, or did they let go of managers? And then that's like the people that were managing it. That'd be funny actually. No, firing people for AI and then.
I think this is a trend we're going to see because we went through like token maxing for 1 quarter. And now if you look through TechCrunch, it's like all articles on all of these companies partnering with other companies to increase their capacity. So it's a strain all around. It's a strain on the businesses. It's a strain on employees. It's a strain on just data centers, all of it. So, we just need to chill.
Chill is fair. Yeah. I just think it's funny. It's like the classic, I'm just imagining the Uber founder just pushing people, getting mad for not hitting your stuff. And then, all that stress. And then slow down. It's like classic founder mode.
Classic. Okay. Let's move on to
just flagging.
Hey there. Jess Cook, head of marketing at Vector here. And anyone who listens to Tas and Tim on Notorious B2B is a friend of mine. So I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. Native targeting is filling your funnel with ghosts. Wouldn't you rather put your ad dollars toward, people on your website, clicking your ads, researching your competitors? I know I would. Vector lets you build ad audiences from those exact people. Unlike native targeting, which gatekeeps that shit. Only letting you pick some titles and industries and then just trusting them to show your ads to the right people. Boo. Okay. Rant over, go to vector.co and get your ad audiences right.
Just flagging.
JFK.
All right, what do we got, Timmy?
First up, LinkedIn news. So LinkedIn yesterday, June 4th, launched a new feature, essentially. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. All right, so Gianluca Russo, creator of communications at LinkedIn, posted saying, it's a LinkedIn launch day. Today, we're announcing the rollout of our new in and out of network metric, because we all know you love asking for more and more analytics. So there's an image here. Basically, if you look at a post analytics where it shows you the impressions and profile viewers, all that stuff, engagement, under discovery, you'll be able to see the total impressions. So in this example, it's 16,752 impressions. And then it splits it up by in-network, so your followers and connections, which is 36% in this example. And then out of network, 64%. And then total members reached. So essentially, you'll be able to see some granularity on the impressions of your posts from in-network and out of network. I think it's interesting because I think the first thing that's interesting is being able to see, on a post, how many were from your connections and then how many were out of network. So just basically net new type of reach, which is because we all know they're kind of going towards the interest targeting. So it doesn't even matter, the interest based kind of reach. So we all knew kind of connections were less important. And it looks like, as you can see in that example, only 36% went to in-network.
Okay, so I have some questions on this.
Oh, I have answers for sure. So
yeah, you definitely have the answers. Okay, so the first thing is, obviously, the follow count doesn't matter. And when they talk about connections, they're not talking about how many followers you have. So you could have 25,000 followers total, but you're connected to 7,000. So I'm assuming that the in-network is the 7,000, which is who you're actually connected with. Right?
I think it's both.
Oh, it is?
It said followers and connections in parentheses.
Oh, okay. All right. So then it's both of those. But then the interesting thing is, they're basically giving us data to tell us that our followers don't matter.
Right.
Because most, if 60% is out of network and 30% is in network, then it's well, people are following us so that they see our stuff. That we're not doing it for fun. If I follow Tim, I want to see more of Tim's content.
So to be fair, we don't know how many followers or connections this example has.
This person is, yeah.
Because 36, if the post was about 17,000 impressions, if they have 8,000 impressions, 36% of it actually adds up. Or if they have 8,000 followers and connections, then 36% actually adds up in that example.
So let's go to one of my posts. They said it's already out already, right? It's rolled out.
I don't have access to it yet.
Okay. I don't have access to it either. So I just have, it's under discovery. I just still have impressions and members reached, and that's it. So we'll report back, I guess. It'll be interesting to see what the average is once they do for how many of your followers actually see your posts. But whose post we should be talking about is this community creator guy at LinkedIn and his emojis and links in his posts.
What do you mean?
He's just breaking all the rules in this post that he did announcing this metric.
And he's got links. Yeah. Look at all the links.
And emojis. Hello, AI.
Well, that's not fair. Before AI, I was using emojis. So it's not
okay.
fair.
Well, not like that. And speaking of AI, LinkedIn also has a second update which is they're fighting against AI slop and AI comments. So basically, this is what they're doing. They're targeting 3 areas. One is generic AI written posts and comments. So you know those graphics, like that one side of LinkedIn, the Sahil Bloom side, like Justin Welch. Well, Justin Welch is not really included in that, but there's a whole bunch of these guys and creators who just put out like a graphic with a quote or text on it, you know, and then some basic advice that goes with it, like waking up at 5 a.m. was healthy for your body or whatever. And everyone's like, yeah, I already knew that. So they're going to target AI or generic posts like that. 2, they're going to target automation tools used to create AI content. And it'll look at the content of the comments, but also how many comments and how much volume. So if you, Tim, the human, you write agreed, and it might take you 2 seconds, but an AI comment's going to be very fast and done at a huge amount of volume coming from your profile. Those are some of the trifecta things it'll look at. It'll look the content of your comment, how quickly you comment, and how much volume is coming out of your profile. And those are the 3 strikes essentially before they're like, you're out. So basically leave comments, but not too fast. And then this was interesting, which was attention bait videos, but the examples that they gave were kind of weird. Okay. So I want to know your thoughts on this. Basically, it says this is content designed purely to keep people watching without adding real value. For example, you might see a lengthy video of construction accidents paired with generic workplace safety advice. Or someone might post extended footage of a manufacturing process accompanied by vague business platitudes. In my head, I was like, wow, B2B is so screwed because that's what we do on a regular basis. This is like just what we do. We're not even trying to like bait anybody. We think that's like just normal. It's very best practice in our world.
I don't think that's fair. It's just part of the game, right? Like, and maybe not on LinkedIn, you see this, but there's a big trend at one point on TikTok and Instagram where it'd be like half the screen of like something that you're doing, then the other half screen being like something that's like proven to, like, it'd be like a video of like a ball going towards just doing something. Like it'd be like those kind of videos that you watch while you watch the other video.
Or like an ASMR.
Yeah,
video.
the ASMR stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's just part of the game. That's what you do. So I'm not sure if that's fair, to be honest.
For them to like target those?
Yeah, because that's just trying to get people to stay in attention.
Okay, are you saying this because we are all mesmerized by your fruit cutting? Because the whole time we're watching, we're like, we know he's talking about marketing, but I just hope he does not slice his finger. But in the event that he does slice his finger, I want to keep watching to just make sure he's safe. That's what's going through my brain.
That's exactly what's going on. So yeah, that's exactly why I'm mad about it. Because that makes it skewed as that.
Yeah, that is, your videos are pretty attention baity, like when you dress up like B2B Ross and stuff, it's all, this is your whole strategy and they're coming after you.
Or it's like, yes, it is. But like, then there's other ones where, and maybe this, I get, like, you know how some people will be like, they'll create a video but they'll try to make it loop. So it'd be like, does that count as it? Like, because that's meant to like keep you going because it's like a loop. Like you start the video and then the ending is actually the starting of the start video.
Oh,
like you're doing something.
Okay, I don't know, maybe, but
I don't think they're doing anything, to be honest.
Yeah. So when pressed on the timeline, they said there's no timeline on these changes. It will be gradual.
It never gets done. Something without a timeline.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. There were 2 more things that I thought were kind of related to this. So while LinkedIn's doing all of these new features, you know what Meta's doing for creators? Which is they're just like superior. They like build Instagram and Meta and stuff like around for creators, minus the links in the bio thing. I hate that. They don't let you do the links and posts, but they are introducing a new AI creator assistant. While we are getting these in-network, out-of-network metrics, what they're doing is giving creators like a chat where you can say, hey, when should I post? What's the best time that I should post? Hey, what are people saying in the comments? And giving you like those summaries and all your data points. You can just literally ask it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, exactly. So and it even made the contrast, like while you'll be going through dashboards and stuff and other tools, Meta is just going to be giving you the ability to just chat and say, hey, how's my content been doing? Am I down in April? Like, what do I need to do? What format works the best? All of this stuff.
I mean, I'm not surprised though. I mean, have you ever looked at like even TikToks? Like if you have a video, like the amount of information they give you, the data is wild compared to LinkedIn. Like if you look at the more insights for a video, I mean, they'll obviously tell you things that like LinkedIn will tell you, all right, video views and total play time, all that stuff. But like they'll give you graphs of like retention rate of the video. They'll tell you where it's actually like coming from.
Yes.
The search queries.
Yeah.
Like they'll give you tons of data. Like this, being able to see the retention rate on a video.
Graph, it's huge.
Wild. Yeah. Wild. You cannot get that in LinkedIn at all.
No.
Like that's so helpful for creators though.
Yes. 1,000%.
LinkedIn's so behind. Like even LinkedIn ads, they just gave you device targeting.
Yeah. Oh my, what?
Every other platform's had that for, I don't know.
Years?
Since the dawn of time.
Yes, I know. Since the dawn of the internet. Oh my gosh. Yeah, terrible. So I feel like they're fighting weird fights. And it's like they want people to create more content, but then they're lowering reach because they want you to pay for the content, but then they don't really give you the tools to do it. I had to retype my post earlier today because it said it was uploading, but just sat at 0% for the longest time. I'm like, and I never usually write directly in LinkedIn for this reason, because I never trust the native scheduler. And I was like at the gym, I'm like, shit. And I had to rewrite the whole dang thing. And I was pissed about it because I didn't have the exact copy, so all the stuff, all my little quirks that I put in there, I'm like pissed, missing my set, resting for way too long. It was all annoying altogether. Okay. So while LinkedIn's doing all of this, there are some scams that are going on that they're just not worried about as much. So the first one is there are these spies working for Chinese intelligence that are creating fake profiles on recruiting platforms and also LinkedIn, targeting people with special knowledge or clearance to get access to sensitive information about like the US. So essentially they're creating fake profiles and they're targeting people like military, healthcare, just to get like any trade secrets. So then they're getting like, oh, we got all this insight on the healthcare stuff. And they position it like, we want to talk to you about your resume and your background because we have this potential job for you. Give us an example of something you worked on recently, yada, yada, getting a lot of competitive intel there. And then reporting it back to the Chinese government. And then with the military people, they're trying to actually get more sensitive information, right? Which is even worse now from a political standpoint, and giving it back there. So that's something that they're trying to combat, I guess. But LinkedIn spokesperson said, well, creating fake profiles is a violation of our terms of service and terms of use. So we'll look into it. That's as far as they've gotten.
Wow. How
do you keep track of that? So that's one scam that's been going on. There's another one that Jason Wadup, what up, my man? And he said, keep an eye out for this scam that's targeting job seekers. Basically, people reach out to you for a potential job. They talk you through the whole thing, right? They'll ask you for your resume. Then they come back and tell you that your resume actually isn't up to par for the opportunities that they are presenting on your behalf or presenting you for. And then the scam is they offer to introduce you to an executive resume writer who could fix this for you. How convenient. So some of the tells to look out for, the email is not from the domain of the firm they work for. It might be a variation. They get back to you within 10 to 15 minutes after every email, regardless of day or time. And in one case, the opportunity was already closed and the person was actually a colleague of the person who got the job. Big red flag. So I can't imagine they charge that much for a resume rewrite, but it must work enough for them because they keep preying on people to do that. And so if you think this is happening to you, just connect with the recruiter on LinkedIn and ask them if it's really them. So they're also impersonating other recruiters as real people.
I'm not saying it's right, but it's not a bad idea.
It is a hustle. This always goes back to like the human brain. You have a choice. You can use your gifts for good or evil, and there's a good, balance there.
One's more fun though,
One is more fun. Like, how long can I get away with this?
A little bit of a thrill to it.
And then finally, the third scam, we're just full of scams here, is Anna Tutckaia.
Tatiana.
Tuck. She's the VP of Growth Marketing at ManyChat. I love ManyChat because if you know Ashley at ManyChat, she's unhinged on LinkedIn. Love her. And then, so Anna says, apparently I owe money for a dinner that I did not eat. I got invited to a marketing dinner. Something more relevant came up, so I canceled the day before. Then this landed in my inbox. I'd like to draw your attention to our standard registration terms. If you can provide a suitable replacement by 12 p.m., alternatively, we would need to apply a cancellation fee. I said, I'm not paying a fee for a free dinner that I didn't attend. And the follow-up was, I've managed to secure a learning and development session for you virtually with the hosts. If we can get this booked in, we could waive the fee. So that's I canceled the free dinner, and now I either owe you a fee, a replacement guest, or 30 minutes of my time listening to a sales pitch. Can't wait to sign a contract with a company that tried to invoice me for not eating their salmon.
That's wild.
How insane is that? Is that what we've come to now?
It's not even a scam though. It's just bad practice. I think, to be fair, they probably booked with the restaurant that there's going to be a certain amount of seats, like people eating. And so they already paid for the salmon. But all right, fine. Maybe it's like 30. It's like 30, 55. At the high end, it's probably $50 tops.
Yeah.
The company putting it on, I'm sure it's not worth it. $50 for that. This is the VP of marketing at ManyChat.
Yeah.
You are wild to do that. You are wild to make a fuss around $50.
And it sounds like they just really want them to attend because they get a demo, they get to put it into their little pipeline, whatever. And for some reason, they're like, no, we're going to try to get this meeting as much as we can. They all sat around this little table in a little Zoom meeting or Teams. It's probably Teams because that sounds like something a Teams company would do. But they probably sat around and they're like, how do we get non-attendees to this? Brilliant idea. Let's give them these options. And they're all fucking terrible options rather than saying, you know what? Hey, don't worry about it. Something came up, whatever. Don't worry about it. We're here if you need to. And then what you could do is send them a nice swag pack or something after and say, hey, we just want to thank you for even registering for the event. We're happy to follow up with some notes of things that you might have missed and then send you a little care package as well after it. You know how nice that would be? You're already in the hole. Groom a little bit, nurture.
True. I mean, to think someone would attend a demo after that and be happy about it is wild.
Exactly.
Wild.
Okay. So those are kind of the scams that are running around. So please be wary of that. The intimate dinner thing is become such a big thing now.
Yeah.
B2B. Everyone's doing it. I've never, ever, ever heard of someone doing it that way.
No.
But, be careful what you register for. So,
true. Actually, that's fair.
There you go.
Moving on to closed one.
Closed one.
Got a couple good ones here. So first one is from Nicole Ramirez, I think a recurring guest on the, post guest on the show, who says you can't have it all? When the flight attendant came around on my Delta flight and asked the guy in my row, cookies, Sunchips, or granola bar, he just said yes. And she gave him all three. I will now be operating all aspects of my life with this mindset. It's pretty funny. I wonder how you can do that with B2B though. At least LinkedIn. Just ask for it all. Next up, we have Daniel Abrahams. This one's a really good one. 5,200 likes. This thing went viral. He says, LinkedIn's got an AI problem, even tags them. We don't need another algorithm update. We need a new reaction, like if you'd use it. And he gives a screenshot of a new emoji that we should be adding to LinkedIn, in my opinion. And it's AI Slop. So it's an orange button and it has a robot puking. And I think this would be used so much. I really need it. Lastly here, we have one. I saw this circulating because someone else copied this person, unfortunately. But this was actually made it to the LinkedIn Lunatics from Vlad Svistanko, a founder at Crypto Story Ventures. Wow. All right. He says, it's a screenshot and he says, another day, another AI bill. Sorry, babe. And the screenshot is 2 messages from babe. First one, 15,000 out of her checking account, question mark, exclamation point, question mark. Followed up with, is it what I think it is? 3 rings, emojis. And no, it's just, and then there's a screenshot of his invoice from Anthropic, $15,000. Little token max. And that's it for Notorious B2B. We really appreciate you listening and watching so far. If you like the show, please subscribe, send it to your friends. If you hate it, or you can leave a review too, whatever you fancy. We really appreciate you. And any feedback was always needed. Retention rate.
Hey, big shout out to Vector for sponsoring and for giving marketers one less thing to swear about, because nothing spikes your blood pressure like targeting that doesn't target. Am I right? Build audiences by name at vector.co. Your swear jar will thank you. I promise. Go check them out. Vector.co.